Titled this piece of the shir, Understanding How Liberal Judges Could Save People's Lives. The Gemara begins, Yibailahu, Achas l'shivim shana nikras chavlanis. Do we say that once every 7 years, a person is considered, the court that kills every 70 years, they are considered to be chavlanis, or destroyers, or dilma, or maybe orech arahi, or perhaps we say it's the way of the land, and therefore it's the norm. It's okay to kill once every 70 years. The Gemara concludes, Teku, that we have a question that remains a question. We don't know the answer if it's okay to have a court kill once every 70 years. The Gemara then begins discussing the second part of the Mishnah, Rabbi Tarfon, Rabbi Kiva, Omrim, Ilu Hayinu. That if we were there, if we were judges on the courts, we would have made sure that no one dies. Ask the Gemara, Heichu Habu Abdi. Heichu Habu Abdi, how could they do this? They're corrupting justice, they're perverting justice. Just letting people off who deserve to be killed? So Gemara answers, it's not exactly what would happen. They wouldn't just decide to be lenient. Rather, says the Gemara, they would ask certain questions. Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Elazar, the Amri Tarvayu, both of them would say, Re'isem Treifa Harag. Did you see if the person that you killed was a treifa? Meaning, did you know that maybe he had defects in his body and he was going to die soon? Do you know if he was a treifa or not? Shalim harag. Do you know, or if he's complete? Do you know if he has a defect, or do you know if he's complete? Maybe the guy you killed was already going to die. That's the question they ask. That's the $1 million question. If you ask that question, seemingly there's no way to prove that a person really deserves to be murdered for murder. So Amar Rashi says, even if you want to say that he's shalim, he's complete, Hava was Dilma Sayef Nekav Hava. Maybe the reason why looks Rashi, shalim harag. If you want to say he's complete, that we checked him after he died, Mikol Shmona Asar Trefos, all the 18 places where a person becomes a trefa, I checked out in an autopsy. I don't know if I did it real autopsy, but there are apparently the places that you can check to see if he had these blemishes, then telling you that they're probably going to die soon. So if you checked out that he doesn't have a blemish, you should still be able to kill the murderer. Gemara says no, because Dilma b'makom sayef nekah. Maybe, says Rav Ashi, that the knife, when the person killed in an act of murder, the place where the sword went was the place where the nekav was, the place where the hole, where the defect was, and therefore there's not a proof to kill. So the Gemara says, what about this? What about a case of relations, that a person has illicit relations, that normally we kill them for those illicit relations? How could they have let them off? They should be killed. And yet it seems that Rabbi Yochanan Rabbi Kiva and Rabbi Tarfon would both never kill. So Abaye and Rabbi would ask the following questions. Did you see the stick going into the hole? In other words, did you see the actual relations? Which obviously they didn't. They didn't see the actual relations. And therefore, since they didn't see the actual relations, we're not worried. We're not going to be able to kill them. Tosfos has a problem with this question. The question of the Gemara earlier. We never, generally speaking, assume weird things are happening. We generally go after the rov, the majority. Again, rov is a majority. Generally speaking, we go after the majority. So if that's the case, if we always follow the majority, that's what rov is. So then, why are we assuming that maybe the knife from the murderer went into a hole in the person, in the victim, and therefore that we have no proof that he's actually wasn't a treifa? Why don't we just assume the guy's complete? He has all of his limbs, and therefore the act that was done is really an act of murder. That's the question that Tosfos is asking. Tosfos answers, Rabbi Tam answers, Of course, we're not concerned about that. Rather, he asked him, the point is that if they would say, we don't know, the case would be annulled. In other words, the point is not, says Tosfos, that we know for sure that the hole was there or wasn't there. The point is, if you can ask a question and get a witness to say, I don't know, and it's a murder case, we can throw the whole case out. That is how Tosfos understands what the Gemara is trying to do by saying, oh, maybe there's a hole. What's the likelihood that there's a hole at the place where you stabbed him? But the point is, if you ask questions and the witnesses can't answer, that's enough to get the court case derailed.